In days gone past, it used to be enough just to have a job with an income, to find a partner, and maybe have a few decent hobbies on top of that, and that was pretty much enough. But nowadays, people generally want more. They want a sense of purpose. They want to live a life that fits with them and one that is rich with a sense of meaning and satisfaction. But of course, that is a lot easier said than done. So in this video, I want to take you through a fantastic exercise that will help you highlight the areas of life that will give you the greatest sense of meaning and purpose. Hi, I'm Stephen Burns from Mind School, and in this video I want to talk about finding purpose. So before we begin, if you could do the usual, if you could like, subscribe and ring the bell so that you can keep up to date with the future Mind School uploads as they drop. So what I want to cover in this video is an amazing exercise you can use to start to highlight the areas of life that are going to give you the greatest sense of purpose. So this exercise or this technique is based on a crucial distinction that we have to take a little bit of a look at first, and that is the difference between low-level and high-level goals. Now, by the way, if you want to investigate this a little bit further, then I'd recommend that you check out the book Grit by Angela Duckworth. Amazing book. She talks about this in it. It's really, really fantastic. It's well worth a read. So a low-level goal is a specific and well-formed outcome. So it's something that is tangible, something that is detailed, and also something that is measurable. So an example of this could be, say you wanted to lose weight. So a low-level goal could be to exercise, eat healthy, and get down to 10 stone or 140 pounds in the next 6 months. So that's very detailed, it's very specific, it's well formed, it's also tangible and it's measurable. As an aside, if you've ever gone through the SMART goal process, then this is pretty much designed to create these low-level goals. However, a high-level goal is where you tend to pan the camera back and you think about goals from a much more global and general perspective. So if you hear people talk about things like having a mission, so a mission is an example of a high-level goal. It's where they've panned the camera back and looked at an overall direction that they want to head in. So if we stick with the weight loss example, so the low-level goal was that you're looking to get down to 10 stone, 140 pounds by eating healthy and exercising within the next 6 months. So to get the high level goal behind that, you want to pan the camera back and you want to go, okay, so what would that goal fit into? What greater purpose or greater direction will it belong to? Will it fit into? So if I just quickly go through that myself, so say I wanted to lose weight and get down to 10 stone, that'd be pretty skinny looking, but anyway, what greater purpose or what greater mission or direction could this fit into? Well, it could be to have more energy and feel good about myself. Yeah, that feels pretty good. And if you notice, that is now almost like more of a general concept. So it's not really specific, it's not that well defined, but it's still a goal. It's just more of a high level goal. And you can also pan the camera back even more than that. So you can go, okay, so having more energy and feeling good about myself, what greater purpose does that belong to? What overall direction does it fit into? So again, if I was to internalise that, so having more energy and feeling good about myself, what greater purpose does that belong to? Well, it allows me to live life to the full. I mean, that's pretty powerful. And that is the thing about these high level goals. They tend to be a lot more powerful than the lower level goals. They tend to have a much greater potential for meaning, satisfaction, and most importantly, for purpose. So if you want to live a life that has more purpose in it, then you want to organise your life around about your high level goals. Your low-level ones, they can be changeable, they can be fluid, flexible, they are definitely up for negotiation, but your high-level ones, mostly, they are non-negotiable. So another point I'd like to make about this kind of distinction between low-level and high-level is that your low-level goals should fit into your high ones. If you notice from the example I gave you there for weight loss, losing weight, getting down to 10 stone is not just a goal in itself. It fits into this larger direction, this larger picture of having more energy, feeling good about yourself so that you can live life as much to the full as you possibly can. It's a bit like if you look at, say, for example, a company like Apple. At the very, very top of Apple, you have the CEO, of course, Tim Cook, and his job is to be a visionary. He is to set the overall, the grand mission, the global direction that the company is heading in. He doesn't really dabble in the specifics. He'll have, employees, he'll have individual departments that will deal with that side of things. So the individual departments will be dealing with the more lower level goals, but Tim Cook, as the CEO, he'll be being much more visionary. He is dealing with the high level goals. It's kind of the same sort of thing. So that's the difference between a low level goal and a high level goal. So let's take that understanding into the technique for finding more purpose in life. So what you want to do is, the first step is you want to take a piece of paper and you want to make a list of between 10 and 15 of your specific goals. So you want to start off with low level goals. So for this, I'd recommend you start off with your career goals. You can also do one for your personal goals if you like, and maybe there's a little bit of a tie-in between the two of them. So you want to write down that list of between 10 and 15 of your career goals, things that you would just like to achieve in life. And then you want to look at each of the individual goals and then gauge them on importance. So for this, it's good to use a 0 to 10 scale. So 0 would be, well, this goal is pretty meaningless. Why is it on the list? And 10 would be, wow, this is so rich with, meaning and purpose and potential satisfaction for me. Then once you've done that, you want to pick only the goals that are above a 5 on that scale of importance. So the ones that are below the 5, you just want to discard them. You can still pursue them at some stage if you want, but for this exercise, we want to focus on the ones that have the greatest potential for purpose and meaning. So then once you've done that, you want to take those goals that are above the 5 on the importance scale, and you want to look for themes. But as you're looking for themes, you want to ask certain questions just to pan the camera back so that you're going from low-level goals to these higher ones, these more global and general concepts. So questions that you want to ask, and you'll notice that I asked these questions earlier on, is first of all, what greater purpose does this fit into? So when we used the example of weight loss, one of the questions I asked was, okay, so to lose weight, to get down to 10 stone, what greater purpose does this fit into? Well, it will allow me to have more energy and feel better about myself. And what greater purpose does that fit into? Well, it would just allow me to live the very best life that I possibly can, or something like that. So that's a great question for panning the camera back and starting to pay attention to turn your awareness to these higher level and much more important goals. Other questions you can ask: for what purpose? Or in order to do what? So you want to lose weight, for what purpose? In order to do what? Well, to have more energy and feel better about myself, etc, etc. And also, what is this an example of? That's another good question, just to pan the camera back and start to become aware of what this lower level goal fits into in terms of something greater, in terms of something higher. So that's what you want to do. So let's just take a quick look at an example. So this example is actually from my own life. So if we look at the bottom here, we have 3 of the goals that were above 5 on my level of importance when I gauged them. So we have creating and delivering online training courses, doing face-to-face training, which is another thing that I do, certification programs, and also one-to-one coaching and therapy. So these are very specific goals. I have, tangible outcomes within these goals too, targets that I'm looking to meet. But if I was to ask those really powerful questions, to pan the camera back, to start to turn my attention to the higher level goals that these lower level ones belong to, I would start to move up the chain, upwards where the arrows are pointing. So if we go on the left there, if I go, okay, what greater purpose does this belong to? Or what is this an example of? For what purpose? Well, for me, it's all about learning new subjects. There's a feeling of growth there. It's also about teaching people how to run their own mind. I get a lot of satisfaction in that. If I was to then go even further up and go, okay, so what does all of that belong to that's even greater? What greater purpose does this fit into? Well, it's all about personal growth, and it's also about helping other people grow too. So there we have almost like a kind of much more global theme, a much more global concept. But this is really important to me. If we then look at the other two, the face-to-face training and the one-to-one coaching, I'm not going to go through each of them individually, but you can start to see that that same theme begins to emerge. When I ask those questions, what greater purpose does this fit into? Then I start to get to that place again where we're talking about growth and potential and helping other people actualize their potential. We're starting to see some themes that are basically going across many of the specific lower level goals that I have. And ultimately, when they all combine together, we have that top high level goal there, which for me is about exploring human potential and helping others to do likewise. Oh, honestly, that really gets me going. So it doesn't really matter what I do in life. If I can link it to that high level goal, if that's my priority, then I know that I'm going to be living a life that is rich with meaning, satisfaction, and one that really fits with me and my sense of purpose. And that is, I guess, the ultimate goal of this exercise. If you can get to that point where you have that single sentence or maybe one or two things, then you've found one of your main purposes in life, which when you kind of live life in accordance to it can give you so much fulfillment, so much satisfaction, so much joy. So that's a technique, hopefully you enjoyed it. Really, really simple and quick and easy to do. Can take you like 10, 15 minutes. You can spend longer if you like to reflect on it. But honestly, this can be one of the most powerful exercises I think that you can do because, living life in accordance to your purposes, it can really bring you so much meaning, so much satisfaction and joy. So give this a go today. If you like this video, please drop me a like. Subscribe if you want to keep up to date with future videos. Ring the bell, of course. And of course, if you have any comments, stick them in the box below. I'd love to hear what you think. So that's all for me for just now. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later on.